Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to episode 2 of the season called Self. Today we're going to be talking all about honoring your uniqueness and creativity. I feel that it is very, very, very important to be true to who you are. As you could see in the first episode, 24 hours, there will never ever be another you. Today is going to be about honoring that you. Okay. I know it's been a while since I posted and continued the season, but I wasn't sure what direction I wanted to take with my videos, so I had to take time to self-reflect about all of that. And so I'm back and we're talking about uniqueness. Alright, so today I want to tell you guys about a story because all these topics are going to relate back to our society and how it's impacted us as a whole, right? So think about when you're first born, okay? We can't even imagine this, but use your creative self. Try to release everything that society has told you is a norm and use your creative mind and think about maybe the first few humans, the first few humans that were on Earth, how they started, okay? So they were born, there was the sun, there was the air, there was the moon, there was the grass, they could chill around, do whatever they wanted, run away, run around, and they just had to think about how they would get food, right? That was their primary focus. Once they figured out how to get food, they tried to expand their territory, be like, oh, we can get this here. They figured out what different plants do, where they can get good sourced water. They probably eventually had to track, okay, we've been here, so we know each time we gotta go here. Then there was little villages, so they had to start bringing in more stock. They had to start bringing in more products. They had to find ways to make it easier to get to those places that they needed to get their food. And now I'm talking about like generation to generation, right? So it's basically the story of the beginning until we have all these products, this whole system. And in that evolution, what did we kind of lose, right? We kind of all came as a society and said, this is how things are done. And we lost, if today, let's say, all this technology is gone. Check out my story, by the way, if you ever high-tech annihilation. But imagine everything is gone, okay? And we have to go back to just nature. How are we going to survive? How am I going to survive? Okay? Me, myself, I get my food at the supermarket. I have no idea how I would survive if there was a huge blackout and I couldn't get my water from the sink. I couldn't get my fruits from the marché. So how would I feed myself? The action that is most fundamental to humans, which is food. We need food for living, right? Food is our energy source. We need food to grow old. We need food to even get to tomorrow, right? And half the population is starving. So we have all this technology. We did all this evolution. We came up with all these ways to, make life easier. And we lost the one thing that reunites us all. How to feed ourselves. How to feed ourselves. Now, how does this bring us back to creativity? Okay? Think of all the technology that we've come up with so far. Think of all the brilliant records that we've done worldwide, brilliant singers, brilliant painters. We've seen so many crazy things that people can do with their mind. And we never figured out. Think of all the unique ways there is to feed yourself. All around the world, we have soil. All around the world, we have grass. All around the world, we have water. There are thousands, millions of ways to feed yourself. And half the population is starving. Does that make sense? Where does that lead us today? All right, this is where, my storytelling is. Social media. Of course, everything needs to come back to social media because it's everywhere, right? Everybody talks about it. They feel like it's the way that they can express themselves. They feel like it's the way that they can be creative, and that is true. But it's also it's also the platform where dreams or creativity goes to die. Because there's somebody in front of you telling you how you should do things and that they did it this way. Whereas we all have our unique ways of doing things, right? I am so for learning how to do this and making it your own. I'm actually all about making things your own. That's what I like. But you can't make things your own when you've been, I guess, when your creativity has been limited from such a young age. Even like from the beginning of my story, I was telling us how we've come to this place. And that begins for us when we're little, right? We go to school and then they tell us, oh, for gym class, all of you need to wear black shoes. Oh, okay, now we all gotta wear black shoes. Why? Oh, because so there's no discrimination about the social factor of where parents are, and children don't feel like, one has more than the other. So to create equality. Okay, so now we're creating equality so the child doesn't feel less. We're in a system where social factors and money all come into play to make the parents feel like more. It doesn't make sense. I'm hoping you guys, it doesn't make sense. There's a bigger problem to the problem about the child feeling inferior, and now everybody needs to wear black shoes. It's because there's a problem with the system. Let us be creative. Let us do things the way we want to do things. Let us admire other people doing things they want to do. Let me wear purple eyebrows if I want to wear purple eyebrows. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that we could have already come up with a solution for, but we're so busy trying to stomp on others and be like, no, this is the way you got to do it, and you're not doing it right because you're lazy. What's your definition of lazy? Because lazy people get a lot of shit done. Right? Yes. So that's what I wanted to bring into play with this video. That yes, take the time, we all gotta survive. We're all trying to make it work. We're all trying to, feed our little ones because nobody taught us to wear a condom. So now we have babies that we didn't want. Problems like that. Imagine how many people could have thought of a way to stop. Everyone's making babies. How many accidental babies exist? And none of us all together came up with a solution to safely stop us from accidentally having babies. It's all related. We are all one. We are all related. But there is uniqueness in each and every single one of us. There is genius in each and every single one of us. Nobody was raised the exact same way you were raised. You saw things, like you were in a class. Even if you have a twin. One year you guys might be in a different class and then have different likes. And then you're not the same person. Each and everybody has that spark of, genius. And in some sector they might, seem dumb. But then in another sector, they're a genius. And it's all about letting that be expressed through whatever it is that we want to do. It's like, stop suppressing and keeping this system that's all about inequality, but doesn't even want to accept uniqueness, and I don't get it. Like, there's this whole system around it. It doesn't even make sense. And then you guys want to go and follow somebody and, idolize. I don't want to say follow because following is not the word. You guys want to go idolize somebody that's not even really benefiting you. That doesn't even feel like you, but because society is telling you, no, this is the new norm. Then you're like, okay, to fit in, this is what I gotta do. No, to fit in, nobody fits in. Let's just let that die. Let's not let creativity die. Let's let the normal, I don't even know what to say. The normal wannabes, let's let it go. Let's be unique, let's be creative, and let's come up with solutions that actually benefit people and make people feel good rather than make them feel like less. So yes, that's all I want to say, guys. And yeah, so let's stop advocating for equality and start advocating for uniqueness, because at the end of the day, we're all working for a system that is unequal and that creates consequences. But if we start accepting and approving others that are unique, then we also allow for unique solutions for those consequences. Rather than fighting, protesting, war, we need new solutions, not doing the same thing over and over again like a fool.